I was laying in my bedroom, watching TikTok. Then I heard a knock on my window. It was my mother. I said, "Mom, what do you need?" She told me to go out back and unlock the door for her. And what I thought in that moment was, oh, okay, I'll go help my mom. When I went to go unlock the back door, my mom walked in, but she didn't seem normal. She seemed taller, more lanky. I couldn't describe it. I went back in my room, and a few hours later, I was hearing some strange sounds coming from the kitchen. I looked out, and I saw somebody. It wasn't my mom. It wasn't my dad. And then I realized they've been gone for 5 days on a vacation. I stare in the kitchen and see who it is. It's Fotalover. His eyes are white. He doesn't notice me, but I run back to my room and I lock the closet door. I call the cops on my phone, but he hears it. He hears me talking to the cops. He barges into my room, so I hang up on the cops immediately. I hide in that room, in that closet, for hours, until he finally leaves the house. I look downstairs and I see blood on the ceiling. Was the victim. It was my neighbor. He took the body of my neighbor and put him on the ceiling. I started crying right then and there. Fotalover, how could you kill my neighbor? You're a monster. That moment in my life really scared me. Fotalover, you will not get away with this. Me and my friends decided to go camping one night. And I'm really wishing we didn't that night. That night was the most terrifying experience of my life. All because of one man, if you can even call him that. His name was Fotalover. Fotalover 6. You know, he's supposed to be your average NFL quarterback, making 40-point comebacks. But that's not the scenario. That's not the case in this scenario. This man is a demon. And he should be locked up for life for what he's done to me and my friends. We were going camping one night. Me, Braden, Clark, Caden Taylor, Lane Avalos, Ezra Jolly, Connor Hall, Harley Still, Roman Irostegui, and Oscar Sanchez. We were all sitting by the campfire, telling stories about each other. But then, we heard something out of the ordinary. We heard a footstep, sounded like a deer, so we just kept telling our stories. And we just kept having fun, and we decided to bring out the marshmallows. But that's when Braden Clark saw something near the trees. But we all said, "Braden, shut up! We know you've never been outside before." So Braden, he just crawls in his tent all scared. But now I understand why he did that. He was terrified of what was out there. But we didn't know. We heard it again, but this time we heard a scream. That scream made all of us get in our tents. We got in our tents, we hid under the sleeping bags, and then we saw him. Fotalover. He was tall, 8 foot, and he didn't seem normal. He took Braden Clark out of his tent, ripped his tent apart, and ate Braden Clark to shreds. We were standing there, absolutely terrified. We cannot believe that Braden was dead. So we all just ran away from the campsite. We jumped in the sussy wagon, and we scrambled out of there. And that's the end of the story. How could you do this, Fotalover? How could you kill baby boy Clark? How could you kill greasy hair Clark, Fotalover? I don't understand. This story starts with me and the boys. It was me, Lane Avalos, Jacob Hopper, Brandon Clark, and Caden Taylor. We were all in the orchards, and this story always makes my skin crawl. We were sitting down, we were playing some backyard football, like we always do. Then there was some rustling in the trees, but we also felt a wind breeze at the same time, so you're like, must have been the wind, right? But no, we saw this huge, large, kind of wide person. It was a girl. It was a girl. And what I see in that moment was Susan Fleming. She quit her job a month ago. Why is she out here? Why do I see her out all alone? And what she does will haunt me for the rest of my life. She disfigures herself, and she starts melting while screaming. And then I see her transform into Fotalover 6. We dart out of there. We dart back to Caden's house. And we lock ourselves in there. And Chooch Taylor goes outside to investigate it. And he's like, Church? Who was that, Church? Velcha? But after that, we hear him scream, and after that, we don't hear him again. And we are absolutely terrified. He was our last hope. When we left our phones out in the woods, we hear the sliding door open. It was Fotalover, but we also hear the front door open. And when we heard that front door open, we realized there's not just Fotalover in the house. We locked the bedroom door, and we looked under the small crack. And we saw Susan Fleming and Fotalover looking through, and they were trying to break their way in. Caden opened the window and let the boys jump out. We jumped out and ran. We ran all the way down the street. But you see, Fotalover and Susan Fleming didn't know we were gone until they barged in. But here's the thing. When they found out we were gone, They ran as fast as they could, and they run fast. They were tailing right behind us, and we hid in some bushes. Fotalover stopped. He sniffed us out. He caught Braden Clark again. Braden Clark, we thought he was dead on the spot. But Lane Avalos, he threw a rock at Fotalover, and Fotalover started coming towards Lane. And I was like, no! Lane! Lane, no! So I tripped Fotalover. And then Susan Fleming, she's right after me. She's coming towards me, and I'm like, no, this is the end. But a car comes. It was Niles Taylor tells us to get in. He's like, okay, Church, get in right now. Susan Fleming, gotta do your English homework, Church. So we get in the car and we drive off. Fotalover, Susan Fleming, trying to run after the car. But they can't catch up to it. And we ride off into the sunset. Chooch Taylor saved us from destruction.